Hey, I am Isna. I am a manifestation and mindset educator and mentor. I post new videos at least once a week, and you can find information on how to contact me and my services in my description box below. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button if you'd like to see more of my content. I'd really appreciate it. So today we're going to talk about something that I actually just saw a video about, and it kind of made me stop and think. And it's an interesting concept, but so true that I don't know how to put it into words. So I was watching this video, and this woman said, if I can't understand you, I can't love you. And at first I was like, no, that's stupid. Like, I don't need to understand something to love it. And then I thought about it, and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, no, that's completely true. I don't want it to be true, but it's true. So why is this concept true? Why can't we love something we can't conceive of? Well, I think that's the problem right there, isn't it? How can you love something that you can't even fathom, that you can't even create? Like, you don't even know how to do that. You don't even know where to start, right? So I'll give you a perfect example, right? For somebody like me, I don't know how to want conventional things, traditional things. I don't know how to understand them. I don't know how to make myself want that. I don't know how. If I do it for other people, I end up sad. I end up miserable. But eventually I always revert back, and the realization that I have is I never really wanted that, right? So my baseline has always been, I don't want those things. I don't want conventional things. I don't want, marriage and kids and a white picket fence and a house, and I don't want any of that. Okay. So for me, that's not something, the allure of those things is not something I understand. I don't understand it. I can't. Like, I literally have tried to think about it, tried to work it through my brain, tried to imagine what it would be like to be a mom, to own a house. That is a completely different person to me. Not somebody that I, in a million years, would choose to be. Even if I wanted to be that person, it would still not be me. I would be doing it for someone else. So that is part of the problem, right? So again, we come back to the topic at hand. If you can't understand something, you can't love it. So could I force myself to be a mom? Yeah, I could. Absolutely. I could create it. I could make it happen. I could completely create a version of me that is a mother, that is married, that is living the life, has a house, has a couple kids, has all that stuff. But here's the problem. That is not something that I would be doing because I understand it. That is going to be something, me doing something because somebody else wants me to. So when we understand something, when we conceive of something, when we choose something or to create something, that's one thing. But don't choose to create something or understand something or create something because somebody else wants it for you. If that's their idea of what perfect looks like, if that's their definition of who you are, don't let that fool you. Understand that it has to be you, not them. So 9 times out of 10, whenever we're doing things, we forget that we have to understand. We have to understand. We need the reference point, right? If you're doing something and you don't know why, you're going to keep coming back to, why am I doing this? Right? What is my purpose? Why am I doing this? So if we understand something, it kind of takes on a different tone, right? But the same could be said for a relationship, right? We often want a person, we want a partner, we want companionship, right? But what if you're with somebody, their actions, the way they communicate, the way that they handle themselves, who they are, what they want in life, how they think, how they feel, how they treat you, right? What if you're with somebody that you don't understand? That changes things, doesn't it? Because even if you could recreate them as a completely different person, you literally are recreating them as a whole new, different, complete person. They're no longer going to be the person that you wanted. They're going to be somebody new, completely. Because the only way we can conceive it, the only way we can understand it, is to start fresh. To start with something we understand. So when we talk about understanding something in order to love it, basically we're saying, if I recreate something, if I conceive of something, then I can love it. But if I don't, and I'm doing it for someone else, then I won't. Which makes it really simple, right? Because either one, you understand it, or two, you don't. So when we're doing this process and we're getting confused and we're like, well, how do I know this will happen? Or how do I know it's working? Or how long will it take? Or what do I affirm? Or what about this? Okay, you know what? It's really simple. If you have to ask all those questions, if you have to make yourself understand it, then you don't. And you need to create something from a place where you do understand. I don't understand, like I said, what it's like to do certain things. I just don't. Those are not part of my makeup. That's not something I want. It's never been something I want, okay? But for somebody else, that is something they want. So it's completely okay to create from a place where you want that, because you understand that. But if you're trying to create from a place where you don't understand it, but you're just crazy in love with them, you might want to take a step back and realize that sometimes just loving something isn't enough. If I had a fish and I loved it to death and I totally wanted to take care of it and pamper it and do everything great for it, right? So I took it out of its aquarium and put it in a blanket and made it sleep in bed with me, I would wake up next to a dead fish. Didn't change that I loved it. Of course I loved it. It was my favorite fish. I wanted to sleep next to it. But I didn't understand what the fish needed. So sometimes I think what we do, instead of understanding, right? Even understanding ourselves, right? If you want a job and you're starting out on a new career path, or you want a new apartment, or you want something different, understand what you are asking for. Understand, that part of you that wants that. Do you want the fame and the fortune and the luxury lifestyle? Do you want the prestige? Do you want the leadership? Do you want, what do you want? Understand yourself. Ask yourself, why do I want this? Why do I really want this? Ask yourself those hard questions, because if you understand what it is that you are trying to create, if you come at it from a place of yourself, your knowing, your self-worth, then you're not going to be trying to just over-love something instead of understanding it. And there's a huge difference, isn't there? Because love if you're just giving too much love constantly, love can be suffocating, love can be overwhelming, love can be too much, right? But understanding is what makes us know the truth. That's when we fall into our knowing. That's when we you just know, right? So don't be sitting here saying to yourself, oh my God, I love it so much, I have to have it. Really? But can you tell me why? Is it something that you conceived of? Is it something that you're actively creating? Or is it something that you understand? Do you know how to grow that plant? Do you know how to take care of that fish? Do you know how to nurture that job? Do you know how to nurture that version of you that has that job? Do you know how to nurture that person? Do you know how to nurture them even, in the challenging times, right? Or is it that you want to and are conceiving and creating a whole new person? That's fine too. But understand why it is that you're doing it. Understand that you're conceiving, you're creating from a whole new place. And just because you want something different doesn't make it bad. You're not saying, oh my God, that's bad because this is what I want. No, you can like them both. That's fine. But just because you go through this process and you're growing and you're learning and you're learning your value, right? Which is truly what understanding is really about. Because if you understand something, then you're saying, this is what I'm conceiving of. This is where my worth is. This is where my value is. This is where the bar is. This is where I'm at. And anything I've wanted in the past, anything beneath that is unacceptable. So understand why it is that you're doing what you're doing. And don't do it for the wrong reasons. Understand where you're coming from when you choose to create certain things. Because if you're coming from the wrong place, if you're coming from a place of lack, if you're coming from a place of question, of doubt, then that's where you're going to keep creating from. And also understand too that over time, as you change, as you nurture and understand yourself, the things you want, the things you desire, the things that you create will change with you as well. You're just like anything else. And over time, you're going to want different things. So you might not want the same car, might not dress the same, might not choose the same kind of apartment, might not do, end up with the same person. Maybe you want better. I make it a habit to sit there and wake up every single day and mentally say to myself every single day, I will have better. I don't know what better is each and every day, but I find better of something every day. So my understanding of myself is I'm constantly growing and becoming better. And you should too. I'll see you soon. G, baby, G.